So, I finished the sign, more or less. I mean, there's obviously a finishing touch here or so that we could add to it, but for the most part, it's pretty much finished. Here, I don't know if this is going to make any difference, but it'll help for later. But yeah, it's good enough. I really like it. It's probably one of the best things I've ever made, which is not saying much. I haven't made a lot of things just yet. But I had some help designing it from my best friend. He suggested the slant to the lettering in the middle and putting it on a black background, and the and the shop. I wasn't going to even put those on there, but yeah, I pretty much just came up with the colors and the name. He did everything else. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to finish. We're going to try to this week finish around there. It's actually quite late in the week for this because I worked on this for like an hour or so a day for the first couple of days. But we're pretty late in the week now. I only got 2 days before I'm gonna try to put this video up. So it's snowed a lot over the last 2 days, and so it's kind of hindered plans here and there. However, this is getting good, and obviously I have this this just this random cord going off into nowhere. It's just to do these little lights for the opening shot there, but I don't know if I want to keep those lights there or not. And if I do, I'm going to have to find a different way to run their power. So those will get unplugged here shortly while we figure it out. So for around the sign, I've grabbed some pegboard. I know that I bought that plyboard before, but I got some pegboard here that I picked up at work. We have these displays that come in that just have this pegboard in it, and then it's usually just thrown out. So I snatched it up, and I figured these ones came out perfect. These ones just came perfect. And so I'm going to put them down here. And then I decided against the plyboard up there, we have these ones that I have cut to size to fit up in here beside that are going to hold some tools. So we have one for either side here. And we're going to make that look pretty good. I don't know how I'm exactly going to fasten them just yet, so I'm just going to use the pin nailer to start. I won't hang anything off of them. I might test the hooks, but I bought a box of hooks to go with them. This is 24 hooks. There's a whole bunch of different sizes and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty cheap off Amazon, like 20 bucks or 30 bucks, I can't remember. But yeah, so I'm going to try my best to center that pegboard down there and nail it up, and then try to get everything else around it. Some of the holes on the pegboard are kind of worn and stuff because obviously it's used pegboard, which I think is fine. It's good enough. So I'm just going to make sure that I try to orient them in a way that gives me the most utilizing versatility of the pegboard. So I'm going to throw the baseball game on and then see what we can do about that for a couple hours. Let's go. Well, all right then. Not too shabby. Some of that, like I put the lighter stuff up top, specifically the multi-tool and the sander. These two are the heaviest. This guy's particularly not as heavy as I thought he'd be. And then this guy's a little heavy, so that's why I put him on that side. But everything seems to be holding well. We'll let it rest overnight and see how it goes. Some of those hooks are going to be finicky here and there, so I'll probably put a little bend in some of them just to make it easier to take on and off. I should be able to easily grab the drills, which are the more important ones to grab. We'll do a little earthquake test. Seems pretty good. We're going to be, when it warms up more or less for the summer, and we can actually charge the batteries in here, I'm gonna probably make a little spot here. Actually, I'll show you. I found these when I was cleaning the rafters out. I got 4 of them, and I painted 2 of them, but I suck at painting. So I found these guys. They're just little wire basket shelf things, and then I painted them with that metallic gray paint. But I really suck. Like up here, like this top bar just really didn't get a good job done. But I mean, it's for tool holding and whatnot. And so I was thinking about adding a basket to either side, maybe here after we've made this decision on what we're going to do here. We can actually probably cover the out. Hey now, what if we, I don't know if I can, because I don't know if I can, I don't want to potentially hit any of the wires, but I can actually look at that. But if I put it over the outlet very carefully, then I can put the batteries and the chargers kind of thing in here. And then I have another one that I painted, and we have white ones too. Another one that we've painted, we put it on the other side. I think that actually looks pretty awesome. But we'll have to figure out the batten stuff and then figure out where I can actually put some screws to hold this in on this board, because the wires, they go from here, they go up this way. So that's why I'm not worried about this side. But I know that they go straight through. They actually like follow right underneath this bottom board all the way here. So I'll have the same problem on both sides. So we'll have to figure that out. I don't want to drill into the wires, obviously. So I'm sure I can figure something out for that though. But that actually seems really awesome. And so maybe I focus on doing that for the batteries and some of the other stuff. And then I bought these from the closing hardware store. These little buckets, these little red buckets, or orange, or whatever color they are. They'll just hold fasteners and whatnot. And I figure I could put them somewhere. I don't want anything directly under the sign, I don't think, except for the stained samples. I thought that would be a really good thing to have down here, and maybe 1 or 2 of our good-looking wood projects. I think we can have those down there. So these fastener buckets are also going to have to find a place to be. But I bought them. I mean, they could also go in the workbench or up on the wall over here. Not everything has to come on this wall. But we'll get, I think we'll do that side, because I don't want to take the hammer out yet, and then I need new tongs, or I don't need new tongs, but I want tongs. I have tongs for the metal side of the shop. So I think one of the bigger things we're going to do in the next week, I don't know if I'm going to extend this at all, but I still have tomorrow. But next week for sure, I'm going to clean up in here. If not, maybe tomorrow. Just get rid of everything. Because this, I have painted on cardboard laying around, and and offcuts of the pegboard laying around, and I need to sweep and vacuum and get rid of these carpets. All right, so I kind of forgot to turn the camera on, so that's why things are kind of torn apart and just jumbled. But what I'm doing is I'm just reinforcing behind some of the boards, right? So I put some blocking behind this guy so that I can put the baskets on and not worry about that. So I did that, and then behind these two bigger pieces of pegboard, I'm putting up another 2x4 just behind, just to have something to just really anchor it to. Because if we do this, and then, yeah, I have very little time today, so I'm trying to get this done so I can go. It is currently Friday. I'm supposed to be just editing and putting this out, so just trying to finish this up. So yeah, we'll be doing this, and for the battening, I don't know if I'll get time to doing it today. I'm going to try. But getting everything secured there and getting the baskets, oh, I can't get the baskets up until I get the strapping up. But anyway, I found this, I don't know what exactly it is, but it looks like a back bench or a bench or something. Anyway, I found it just up there when I was cleaning up. And these guys are going to be just perfect. I'm just going to rip it apart and use these for the strapping that goes just down in between each pegboard. I'm going to paint them black. It's going to look good. Yeah, so that's the plan. So we'll just keep going. All right. Well, I'm waiting for some paint to dry because I made some bracket type things for the baskets to go on. So I don't want to, I'm not putting them on until after. But the battens here, I think I'm just going to leave them unpainted, and they're a little dinged up and that kind of stuff, and I think it's great. If I want to paint them later, I can just do it later. I'm not attaching them yet until I get the baskets up, but you can see that there's a difference between, like this guy's got like, yeah, either way. I'll probably end up painting them, but right now I don't have the paint that I want for it. So you can see that the two sides are a little bit different, and that's because this one will actually fit perfectly in one of the grooves on the basket, and so it can sit up a little bit higher, and then I can get it to, because this is the one I'm probably going to put chargers and stuff in, which is important that I give it a little bit more sturdiness, and so I wanted to keep that as good as possible. But that one, it's right in the middle of one of the gaps, and so it would make the basket tilt too much, and I just didn't like that. So I'll just put something in the basket to cover the top of it. So anyway, so once that paint dries, I'm just gonna secure this guy up and then slide this guy under, I think, or the other way around, whatever works. Yeah, just like that. And then we'll take a good step back and take a look. And then I'm going to put some more hangers on that side and start hanging the other stuff. But unfortunately, oops, oh, that dust. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave this week halfway done. So, well, more than halfway done. We're very, very close to being done. I really got to put those outlet covers on my list of things to buy. I just keep forgetting. Because that one being broken and crooked is weird. I don't like it. But yeah, so next week, this weekend I'm going to try to just clean up in here a large amount, and then I'm going to start figuring out how I want the metal side of the shop to look. We got to make a table for the forge, or I gotta pick one up. I haven't decided yet. I don't know how to weld or anything yet, so getting everything set up initially is important, more important than just learning how to weld to do that. So yeah, so thanks for hanging out, and hopefully the next time that this turns on, we'll see a finished back wall, at least as finished as I want it to be, and then we'll move on. I just really wanted it done. I know it's not imperative to what the shop does, but I only had a couple of weeks more before I have to really start figuring out what I'm going to make in here, and so I wanted to take advantage of the time I had. I really like the sign. Like, I really like it. And the more I look at it, the more I like it. Even with the imperfections like the blotchy E from the paint, and you can still see the snipe from the planer on the end of this board here. But I do like it. I like it. It's fun. It's fun for me. So, who knows? Maybe the battens here will be painted. Maybe they won't. We'll see. All right. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend.